So, Master Mingtong Gu, named Qigong Master of the Year and founder of the Shai Center, brings a rare synthesis of ancient Chinese energy practices and modern neuroscience, showing leaders, creatives, and change makers how to access energy, empathy, and aliveness beneath burnout and mental noise. He trained at China's famous medicine-less hospital under Grandmaster Dr. Ming, where thousands healed from incurable conditions through energy alone, and since then has empowered over 100,000 people in 47 countries through Wisdom Healing Qigong. Disclaimer: any of the guidance offered by the podcast host, myself, or the podcast guests is our own guidance. We are not liable for any of the actions the podcast listener decides to do. Welcome to the show today, Master Mingtong Gu. Glad to have you on.
Thank you, Johnny. Happy to be here, and thank you for everybody listening to this.
Absolutely. No, thank you for listening, and thank you for being here. And I'd love to know, it's fascinating, you're blending neuroscience with these Chinese energy practices and much more to really help people. For me, my personal view is energy work is needed a lot in the world right now, from what I see, and even going through my own stuff as well. But I'd love to know all these practices you've been doing and providing for people. What kind of first got you down this route of going through all these different energy practices? Or is it something you've always been interested in?
Yeah, good question. No, I never heard of Qigong when I grew up in China. So, and I heard of Tai Chi and tried it. It's too complicated. And also I was, having health issue, including so-called incurable condition of asthma, sclerosis in my childhood until, I recover from all these two conditions, slow Qigong. And so I came to US at the age of 21 to study mathematics. And then I fall in love with fine arts. So I went to graduate school for fine arts. Then in the process, I discovered Wisdom Healing Qigong in Columbus, Ohio, and that was total surprise. And as I said, never heard of Qigong before that. So I took a class, and with a friend, she introduced me to this practice. And the first experience was really subtle. It's like at least something I can do physically. Because I was ill, and have these physical limitations, I couldn't really engage physical education classes when I grew up. Always avoiding anything physical. Yeah. And I was mental, so really, engaged with mathematics for 10 years. Then and getting to fine arts, and I think it was opening more to do to my heart. My feeling, my emotions, my relationship, and so on. But then I discovered Qigong. It's first experience was I have to work with this body. I need to, feel what is inside of me. And so, but from the first class, I felt something very different. First time feels like a sense of settledness, calmness, never experienced before. It's often we are, super striving, outside of us. What about this? What about this? Also super mental, trying finding solution, whatever you want to accomplish as a goal. And I was like, this is different. Feel really more subtly peaceful, calm, settling. Then she gave me a couple of books about Qigong, and I was totally shocked. This has a long history in China. It's more than 5,000 years of history. Go back before Lao Tzu, before even Confucius, before, the Buddha in India. So it's from Yellow Emperor time. This is famous teaching, it's called the Bible of internal medicine. And that is all about energy, actually, all about longevity, spiritual development, and so on. So I became really fascinated, and also was really inspiring for me, for me go back to my own culture, after left excuse me. So I kind of a departure from my own culture at the time I came to the US, and then slow Qigong, realizing, wow, this amazing treasure I cannot ignore. So back to study more, and then become also very dedicated practitioner. Went to the Medicine Qigong Hospital, and 1 month at a time, then 2 months at a time. then eventually stayed there for 2 years, finishing my master training program. And so it took me about 2 to 3 years total recover from asthma and sclerosis, which is supposed to be incurable condition. But
Wow.
more importantly, I discovered the power of this ancient teaching and the practice is really about realizing human potential, our deepest potential, hidden potential, the unknown potential. And obviously healing, health is one of the automatic outcome, important one, almost like side effect, positive side effect. So that's kind of my belief journey. Since I came back 25 years ago, I started teaching in the US, then international, slow online. Then I have been traveling quite a bit until pandemic, go to international. I came to actually England twice to teach, and then German 3 times, Israel many times, and went to, Holland. So love it. Just kind of lately, I'm more like stay here in the US, particularly, in my own Qigong center, people come from around the world to, taking the retreat, intense retreat right here while still doing online program.
Wow. That's quite a journey, and it's fascinated how it's so good, so strong that the incurable stuff like the asthma and was it the cirrhosis? Did you say?
Yes, sclerosis, right.
Sclerosis, yeah, was those were cured from like doing these practices or you
Yeah.
work through them. It's fascinating the power of what you've done with the energy work. So quite gone. Is it like different from yoga? Is it kind of a bit of a
Yeah.
different practice from
Good
that?
question. Good question. It's one of the best analogy is like it's a Chinese version of yoga.
Mm,
So, these common practice, in yoga, you do movement, but more stretch, breathing, stretch, right? Then
mm,
a lot of yoga tradition do sound, chanting. Then obviously, more spiritually, a lot of yoga tradition focus on meditation in general. So a complete system of yoga is including posture, breathing, and sound meditation. And same way, Qigong is like this. The form of Qigong I teach is including movement, gentle movement, much more gentle than yoga. Then also sound healing practice. So less about chanting, about like making the sound slow vibration, you're activating the energy, in this case, in your body, slow your five organ system. So a little bit different than working on different chakra system. You're working with the five organ system in this case and activating the three dimension of the energy body. So then also we have a meditation practice, sitting meditation, walking meditation, awareness meditation, pure consciousness meditation. So all these practices are important, kind of formulating a system. But beneath, behind this method is the methodology. Yeah. Behind the methodology is the cosmology. It's basically Qigong, simply put, Qi means energy. So, whether you're aware or not, we're all working with energy. But the difference is most of us not consciously working with energy. You're working with whatever sets of problem, trying to find a solution, right? That's how we're approaching life, right? But when you approaching everything as energy, then not only your approaching is different, your relationship is different, your experience with life is different. For example, if you're working with your body for health reason, and if you're working with the body just as kind of mechanical problems, okay, here's a diagnosis, here's a problem. Now, what is the antidote to that? According science, medical science, according to, biology, chemistry, that's kind of how we approach it. But when you're approaching the body as energy, suddenly realizing, oh, when the energy is opening, flowing, connecting, then all function is naturally optimal, normal. When same energy contracted, then the function is limited. Yeah. And the worst case is basically, our common cases, the energy in the system is stressed by life. Yeah. On one hand, the external stress, condition of stress, trigger of stress is everywhere. It's normal. You cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it. But often we focus on controlling the stress factor of life externally. And actually, that actually adds more stress because
mm,
the stress is internal, not just in your mind thinking life is stressful, but the body is carrying the stress. Yeah. carry all the stress. So as a consequence, the energy of your body is contracted. So all these stress, everyday stress, accumulative stress, the severe stress is trauma, for example. Then when the energy is contracted in the body, then the function, physical function compromised, emotional function experience is compromised, limited, mental, spiritual function is limited. So in that methodology, basically is very simple. We do everything go into the body to feel what is true in the body as energy expression. Then when you feel the tension, feel the discomfort, slow the movement, the sound, you're opening the energy, you're releasing, the stagnation, the blockages, the disconnection, so on. Then you just experience, slow the practice you experiencing. I feel better. I feel better. More I practice, more I feel better. It's not like straight line like this, there's always up and down. But overall, you feel more alive, you feel more happy, you feel more, just vital, more passionate about life, or more connected about, with yourself, but also with life in general. Then over time, basically you continuously improving yourself. So from the improvement, then the recovery naturally happen. So that is different from like you taking a medication. Okay, so is this medication going to solve your problems? And if you take the medication, if the medication work, then next day you should be perfectly healthy, right? That's how we're approaching health. But that is like really limiting. It's like think of body is a problem, think of life is a problem. And that approach is very limiting and not really truthful to life. When you really experiencing this body as energy, experiencing life as energy, all is going to continuous like up and down, then you can do certain things effective to improve your energy baseline, improving your function. It's not like here, disease, boom, here's perfect. Then taking a medication, you jump from here, boom, here, like this. I will have a surgery, cut the bad stuff out of the body, then you expand, like, boom, next day, you're perfectly fine. Actually, that's not true. Even temporarily, most of the medication is like suppressing the symptoms. And the surgery, if your surgery, certain function may recover, but other function is compromised. You still have to recover from surgery, for example. So it's not like black and white. So that's this ongoing energetic experience, energetic perception, energetic connection with your own body, with life. And that is the kind of Qigong. So Gong means practice, also means your capacity to work with energy to enhance every aspect of your life, including physical health, emotional health, mental, spiritual capacity.
So I really like what I'm hearing, and what I'm kind of hearing is it's not like you talked about at the beginning of what you're just saying was like it's not like there's stress out there and we like try and fight it off. We're like no, and actually that ironically adds more stress to the body by doing that. It's like building our capacity to handle energy, to let that sort of energetic movement out of us. Do you feel like a lot of the energy coming in, like the stress energy, is not ours? It's coming from the outside sometimes.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's like this, relatively speaking, we have our own personal energy, body, energy system, and that's inseparable from the physical body. You have to use the physical body to access the energetic body and vice versa. Using the energetic body can access the physical body. These two inseparable, okay? But then also the internal, you identify, okay, this is my own personal energy body. Then other than that, outside is the external energy of the environment, planet Earth and the life in general, right? But that is relatively, it's true. I have my own energy body, then the energy body of the rest of the universe. But these two is inseparable, really inseparable, okay? So it's like, because if you truly separating these two, then I cannot exist as I would be dead, basically, right? If I totally isolate myself from Mother Earth, from the environment, from everyone else, put myself in a tube, I'll be dead, basically. If I'm putting myself in the tube, there still have to be energy in the tube to maintain this life, right? So it's just really, relatively speaking, it's like, okay, I have internal energy, external energy of life, but life is about this flow, internal, external. It's about this connection. It's about exchange, inner and outer. So basically, the dysfunction is the energetic separation. So internally, different parts of the body separate. It's not flowing well. Like if the brain is not communicating with the five organ system, then sooner or later problem comes. Whether the brain problem or one of the five organ system or a whole system, go to, off balance. So, but on the other hand, yeah, it's this internal external energy flow is also maintaining my health, my life. Yeah. So that both is important. Yeah, both is important. Yeah.
I like it. So it's kind of not, yeah, like the point you made was we're not like separate, like it's all this kind of like one energy. And it's like feeling that. With Qigong, is it something that is difficult to learn or is it quite a simple practice?
Good question. It's so simple, but it's not easy. Just to be honest with you, okay? Because why? Just give you example, okay? One simple practice relaxing your arm in this position. Yeah, you can try now. Soften your shoulders, soften the elbows, soften your fingers. Okay, pretty soon you're gonna feel the tension, feel the pain, feel discomfort, feel the heaviness. No matter how strong you are, how much muscle you have, you're gonna feel like tight, exhausted. Yeah. So often we're thinking, okay, now like how you can explain why you can feel this pain, feel discomfort, then you're thinking that you're doing something wrong. But actually what's happening is like this in this position, if the subtle energy, invisible energy is flowing freely, then you can hold this position forever, basically, without any effort. Yeah? The fact that you're feeling the tension, feeling the pain, feeling discomfort because there's a blockages. The energy cannot move. So the joints, shoulder joints, elbow joints, wrists, and the spines involved, or everything. So the energy is blocked. And so it's not about the strength, like such a simple thing. Okay, relax into this position, meditating in this position. And most people will be very difficult to do. And it doesn't matter how, young, how old you are. So then once we realize, yeah, the discomfort, the pain is come from stress, from blocked energy, then we do different practice to undo it. So to undo it, you have to feel what is true. You have to feel the pain, feel the discomfort, feel the stress in the body from the past. So you cannot avoid it. You cannot run away from it. You cannot fight it. So you learn how to work with the stress, the tension in the body in a very skillful, relaxed, loving way. And that is a difficult part. That makes sense? So it's not because of like, oh, the practice itself is difficult. The practice itself is simple, but because we're holding so much problem in the body, the worst case is we're not aware of it. Then suddenly you become more aware of the problem. You start feel this discomfort, pain. Then we don't know what to do with it. That's the difficult part. So what we do is like gradually, okay, let's say moving your arm gently, softly. When you're moving slowly, you're still going to feel the tension. Okay, the tension in the shoulder, the tension in the spine, the tension in the low back. But you keep moving in spite of the discomfort, tightness. Then slow this gentle movement. When you're repeating again, realizing before expecting the problem is solved, you start to feel different, feel alive, feel more joyful. And it's like, oh my God, okay, my pain is still there in my low back, issue is still there, but I feel overall so good. Yeah. Then you do more, then suddenly the low back area open up. So the energetic blockages, different part of the body start to open up, then that part of the body start to improve. But before that, you feel more energetic, you feel more alive, you feel more joyful. It's like that. It's like almost like a reverse engineering. Yeah, often we're thinking when we have problem in life, then like, okay, I have to solve this problem, then I can feel better, right? That's how we approach life. Here's like reverse engineering. Slow this practice, you start to feel better about yourself, about life first. Then go solve the problem.
Okay.
Whether it's health problem, relationship problems or work problems, whatever problem might be. So that's kind of a different approach. Yeah.
So it's like creating awareness and feeling everything that's going on
Well, beyond just awareness,
yeah.
just three steps equally important. The first step, as you said, is awareness, but in this case, is internal awareness. You're internally aware of your body, internally more aware, accepting, embracing the truth. The truth is your stress. The truth is the body carrying discomfort, tightness, tension. That's the truth, the first step. Okay, aware of that. Yeah, we letting go of the fighting, resisting. Yeah, and the second is I call activation. So more you accepting the truth, more you can open in the energy, slow the movement, slow the sound, slow meditation, slow this repeated practice, the energy patterns will change from contraction to openness. So when you change the pattern, then your health naturally improves. And your emotional experience, such as love and the joy, naturally more frequent, more accessible, directly. And the same way, your mental, spiritual capacity, connection start naturally, awakening itself, opening itself. Including confidence, right? I mean, it's like self-esteem, if you're pushing, everything is energy. Energy is not something like other than you. The body carries energy, but that's you. Mind is part of you. Heart is part of you. So it's like if any part of this energy system, whether it's a mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, is compromised, then you naturally experiencing low self-esteem, naturally experiencing lack of self-confidence. So it's the outcome of that. So more of the energy awakening, opening, connecting, and that like every aspect of you coming to life, coming to life, including trust, confidence, connection, creativity, and so on.
So it's like it's giving you an opportunity to connect with life and yourself to really allow those potential blockages and ultimately helping your relationship with yourself. I think it sounds
Exactly. Yeah. It's like one thing change everything. That one thing is connecting with your own body. Without connecting with your own body, nothing, no big change can happen basically. If you, whatever change you experience is temporarily, most of the time it's mental.
Yeah, for me, I've learned when I've done a lot, started getting, I'm fascinated by this Qigong, but like when I've done more somatic work and connected to the body, that's like opened up more awareness and emotions and things that's going on in my body than just being in the mind. So,
Exactly.
wow,
Yeah.
in that sense. So
Right. Like
we said,
positive thinking, change mindsets, and it's all beneficial to some degree, but it's not long lasting until you change the energy pattern which is living in your body.
so you said awareness, activation, and then
The
changing the
third
pattern,
is appreciation, really
appreciation.
appreciating, and appreciating not only like what do you have, what life is in general, that's important, but it's like appreciating this body, appreciating your own experience, appreciating your own choice. Because when you go through this process of the first acceptance to activation, you're the one making the choice. You're the one activating the energy, activating the change. So from that deeper self-initiative process, you start to appreciate life by appreciating your own choice. You start to switch, this feeling of common feeling of victim. Victim of life, victim of past, victim of something else, victim of someone else, to a deep sense of I'm the one making the choice. I'm the one, initiating this change. I become the cause of my healing, cause of my happiness, cause of my creativity, cause of fulfillment of my life. And that is deep appreciation.
I like you saying we can start to tap in that we're the cause, and that for me, kind of the word empowerment kind of came up.
Absolutely. That's like the ultimate empowerment when you discover a way, become the cause of healing, cause of life, cause of your own fulfillment. But it has to come from within, has to come connect with the energy because most of the story is very victim story, very limiting story, unfortunately, in our life. If you look at the history of what the bad thing happened, or someone else shouldn't done this to me, why the society is not, happening the way I expect to. It's all victim, basically. So
Absolutely.
until you detach from the past, detaching from the external circumstance, by going inside you, feel what is alive inside of you, what is true inside of you, what is energetically, yeah, powerful inside of you. You cannot, discover a new way. Yeah.
I love that. Coming
It's like
back to you.
it's the only way to discover yourself, discover the truth of life, discover what is possible for you, yourself, your life.
Coming back internally as
Yeah,
opposed to out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Love
yeah.
that. So,
And that's what is my book is about.
yeah,
Coming home to embodied awakening
yeah.
and claiming your body, power, purpose, especially in the age of AI. Now we're so much
Mm,
disconnected, even worse than any other time. So it's like this, it's true. It's like there's three worlds we're living right now. The most time we're living in the mental world. Yeah, mental world. Story, concept, problem solving, informations, knowledge, number, and goal, and so on. It's all in the mental world. Yeah. And then the second world you were living in now, more so, is the digital world. The
mm,
digital world, including the AI world. Now, the digital world is like hijacking our mental world. Yeah, we're lost in the screen. Yeah, we're lost in the screen. And so, what are we missing? We have been missing without knowing is this world. Yeah,
mm,
this physical world, including the body, including the land, the Mother Earth, including, yeah, our tangible relationship of life. And that is what we've been missing.
mm. Yeah, I was glad you touched on your book, The Embodied Awakening. Yeah, because this kind of Qui-Gon like practice as well, and bring ourselves back to our energy. I can see like it gets us out the gets for me. It kind of what comes up is it gets us out of the mind a little bit, or distractions or something outside of us, rather than
Right.
knowing who we are. We're looking at someone else's life on social media, or it's coming back into actually what's going on inside of me. How can I become aware and then activate and appreciate what's going on inside of me and help my relationship with myself and to life?
Yeah, yeah. In being, like you have to start with yourself first. We're all looking for the right thing, such as love, such as, compassion, such as connection, such as, happiness and so on. We're all looking for the right thing. It's a good thing to looking for, but we've been looking for this right thing in the wrong place, basically, outside of us, but also in the mind, in the mental, world. You're now looking for that in the digital world, right? So, but the direct experience of love and joy is internal. It's inside of you. Yeah. So we highlighting, before you can truly experience love, we need to initiate, discover self-love. Yeah. And same way, yeah, more we experience self-compassion, then we naturally experience compassion for others, compassion for life. Yeah. And same way when, we're all looking for connection, but you cannot really truly connect with each other until you connect here, connecting with your own body, connecting with yourself.
Right, start.
Otherwise, yeah, just, mental, just a label, just a concept.
Lots of people kind of coming off that question kind of come in my head. Lots of people these days kind of struggle with things like it's been expressed like burnout, like exhaustion. Where do you
Right.
think that lack of energy or that kind of exhaustion comes from?
It's like basically it's a form of stress. When stress building up, building up, building up, then you experience as a burnout, right? And in the process, of course, the common stress right now, not only everyday stress, like work stress, money stress, relationship stress, and so on, it's coming. But right now, it's a new phenomenon, is information overload, basically. Totally information overload. So it's like your brain cannot process all this information, and all this information is grab you one after another. There's no stop to it. It's like, what's more? What's more? Here's more. Here's more. And this can solve your problem. This can give you more happiness. This give you more, consummation. This is going to make you whatever. It's like it's total mental nerve system overloading. And so then we kind of losing discernment. What is meaningful? What is really fulfilling? So only way to do that is really taking vacation from all that overload, distraction, and even addiction, from all that stressful engagement, basically. Yeah. Say, I'm going to close my eye. I'm going to feel my body. I'm going to move my body gently, softly. I'm going to make the sound such as shing, which is designed to open your heart. And if I spend enough time, 5 minutes have a 5 minutes of effect. If I spend in 50 minutes, I'll like totally come back to myself, feel energized, feel aware, feel connected, feel deeply more calm and centered. Then I'm ready for the day. Yeah. If I do 30 minutes, then not only double the result, probably triple the result, because the result is accumulative. So every day, when I do practice, I'm taking a mini vacation from the stress of life.
I love that. And you said about the 5 minute, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, I was just curious, like how much time does someone need, as a beginner, they're wanting to connect themselves, maybe go through like Qigong practices, like how much time do they need each day?
Right. In the beginning, it requires more time to learn, to practice effectively. Yeah, building the confidence. Yeah. Then I would say average, if for a confident practitioners, yeah, takes 15 minutes to 30 minutes every day to undo the stress of every day. Because stress is inevitable. If you don't undo it today, then you're gonna carry to tomorrow. No question about it. Your mind can move on, your project can move on, your goal can move on, and life can change, certain things can change, but this body is carry that tension from yesterday, continue to today until you resolve it.
So it's like
So
15 to 30 minutes
exactly,
a day.
that is minimum time, 15 to 30 minutes to uncondition the everyday stress.
But you might need a little bit more at the beginning to kind of.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Right. But if you have like diseased body, for example, you carry years of stress in the body, carries, years of trauma in the body, then you need longer practice, honestly. So a lot of my students say, okay, I'm really stuck. I don't know what to do. I cannot function normal. I cannot really, functional, in the normal job, functional in normal relationship, and say next, why don't you invest in more time? Why not 1 hour practice every day? Why don't you do a retreat, for example, making much dramatic change in a short period of time? I mean, these make total sense, yeah? But this is like the difficult part, honestly, is taking responsibility.
It's
That's
almost
the
like,
most difficult part. Yeah.
yeah.
Human beings are lazy. So honestly, we don't want to take a responsibility. It's like, it's also interesting. I'm noticing that it's relatively easier if I'm taking responsibility for someone else, for example, for my kids, right? For my colleague, I need to do certain thing to answer my deadline, do certain thing, for that. But for myself, takes another level of commitment. I'm responsible for this myself. I'm the only one responsible for my own health, my own well-being, my own energy. That's more difficult for most people to do that.
It is. And I kind of hear the voice of the high achievers, which is dominantly this, and me as a recovering high achiever of like thinking, oh well, I don't have time. I've got to do productive things. But what I'm
Right.
getting, like my kind of where I am now, and having done somatic work and things like that, actually investing time in an energy practice, it's going to give you so much time, so much more peace back from putting that time
Exactly.
into it.
Right. Totally. Yeah, totally. It's like for high achievers, it is more important actually. Because if we don't do it, the consequence is simple. One is someday burnout. And secondly, we're going to feel the disconnection between inside, what are we accomplishing outside, that gap between bigger and bigger, then what happened, you start to feel the void. It doesn't feel fulfillment anymore. Like you will wake up like, what the heck I'm doing? Does this bring me true happiness? Yeah. Does that bring me true fulfillment, true meaning of life? Yeah. So often, we encounter these almost like life transition crisis, like it's like lost. We maybe accomplished everything in the goal, did everything right according to societal, stand, but internally feel disconnected, unsatisfied. And that's common nowadays.
Very common.
Yeah.
I love this practice you're putting out in the world. I love the energy work you're doing, and this very needed in my view in this day and age. Lots of information. I try and take breaks off social media and things like that. I post on it, and things like that. But there's so much information, and I'm loving that you're putting this energy work out there to help people really connect with themselves and therefore, create more of an impact for other people around them. So, Master Mingtong Gu, I'd love to know as we kind of wrap up today, where is the best place for people to grab your book, to find out more about your work, your services, all this amazing work you're doing? And is there maybe a final point that you'd like to leave us with today?
Yeah, absolutely. The best way to discover, this work is through my website, mingtonggu.com, but also, discovering the book there /book. And the book is very accessible, it's really more than information, more than inspiration. Actually, people can experience healing just by reading the book. And I would suggest read chapter 7 first. When you get the book, chapter 7, and really meditate on not only how important this body is. Actually, I'm going to complete the session with this simple meditation. If possible, let's like take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So like invite you to put your hands on top of your chest. Yeah. And gently close your eye and feeling your own body and noticing the deeper sensation feeling when you speak of these words after me. So the first I'm going to say first, then we can do this kind of a initiation together. Without this body, I do not exist as a human being. Together. Without this body, I do not exist as a human being. Without this body, I do not exist as a human being. And feel the truth. Feel the truth beyond any concept, any assumption. Feel the presence of your own body, the presence of your own existence. The second truth. Without this body, I cannot experience life as a human being. Together. Without this body, I cannot experience life as a human being. Without this body, I cannot experience life as a human being. Feel the truth and embracing all the sensation, feeling inside of your own body. The third truth. Without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime. Together. Without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime. Without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime. And feel the truth. Feel the wholeness of your presence, of yourself, continuously embracing all the sensation, feeling, experience of life inside of your own body, both comfortable, uncomfortable, both intense and subtle, both familiar and new, with deeper awareness, deeper appreciation of yourself, of life, and this body. Whenever you're ready, you can gently move your body freely, softly, and feel a deeper sense of connection, deeper sense of aliveness, deeper sense of appreciation of your own body, energy within your body, energy all around your body, inseparable. And whenever you're ready, you can gently, softly open your eyes slowly. So this gives you a simple activation or initiation to connect with your own body and continue to discover the hidden potential inside of you, waiting for you. When we just live in the mind, living in the digital world, living outside of us, we continuously missing the inner temple, the inner truth, inner wisdom, the inner energy inside of us. And that's what is this practice is about. I'll be so delighted if I can support you in any way possible. Yeah. So hopefully you can find what can help you, to discover coming home to this body, to yourself.
Amazing. Thank you for that beautiful meditation and connection to the body we had there. I know the book is going to be full of gold, Master Mingtong Gu, and you mentioned your website and the link to the book, so those will be in the show notes below for the listener to get hold of this amazing work and reach out further. So Master Mingtong Gu, I want to thank you so much for coming on today and everything you've shared.
Thank you for wonderful work you're doing. Thank you. Thank you everyone for showing up here.
Amazing. So that concludes our episode for today, and remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.